This is Ice Cream Gecko, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the Häagen-Dazs Duo Vanilla Brownie and Raspberry Crunch ice cream. I bought this particular pint on sale for €3.99 at my local Globus, and today we're going to take a look at this together. Here on the front, it looks all nice and well. It is apparently new, and we're gonna zoom in on the nutrition table right there. Pause if you want to read that. Pause if you want to read the ingredients list. Pause here to have that thing in focus, and pause here to have that part in focus. It's a bit weird to get all of this in focus on these rounded shapes. 346 grams of ice cream in 420 milliliters of ice creamy volume. Isn't that pretty? Down here at the bottom, anything written on there of concern for us right now? The 2nd of June of next year is this best consumed by, so it seems as if we are good for now. Let's take off the top right here. We can see right away we've got some sort of ice cream with dark matters, dark particulate matter in there, and down here at the bottom a much larger part of something that does not have this particulate matter in there. Yeah, I guess this is the vanilla brownie stuff right here, and down here maybe a raspberry crunch, or maybe it's the other way around. I do not even know. Maybe it is a good idea to take a quick look at the ingredients list before we open up this thing. And when we take a look at the German one, I will try my best to translate that into English. We've got ice cream that is traversed by raspberry and blackberry sauce, 6%, and we've got chocolate pieces in here, 4%, and chocolate cake pieces, 3%. And then we get into that in-depth ingredients list down there at the bottom, but I do not think that we need that right now. I guess now it is time to finally open up this thing, so let's do that. It looks good. It seems as if we were correct with the initial assumption regarding this particular ice cream mix. The vanilla ice cream here up top looks good. Chocolate pieces all across the top here. We've got a slight like reddish, pinkish tint in the ice cream on the left right here. It looks good. Let's see what this smells of. It smells of ice cream with raspberry. I don't smell too much vanilla, although there is a slight hint of that. And blackberry, not so much either. But the only thing that I really think of when I think of blackberry is that interesting sour flavor, not a particular smell. The scent is very much reminding me of raspberry, strawberry mixed milk, some sort of stuff like that. Okay, I think this is where we're going to leave it at for now. Let's take the cutting board and place this in a strategic fashion, like this, I guess, and slice this through so we can finally see what this looks like on the inside as well. Making our way through that in a decent fashion, not too difficult to slice through it, and oh, that was loud. Something that is nice is that it seems much more like a 50-50 deal, other than the last Duo Häagen-Dazs pint that we took a look at together. This right here seems to be a bit better when it comes to that distribution in equal parts. Which one are we going to take a look at first? Or maybe I don't even have to take a look at both of these today. I think I'm going with the with this one right here. The other one is going back into the freezer, and I'll be back with you in just a second. Okay, let's take a look at the ice cream itself. Let's go for the top right here first. Scrape it off. It looks good and feels decent to the spoon as well. Let's see what this tastes of. Does it smell any different from before? No, it does very much smell the same. Still have that raspberry cream scent to it. Let's see what it tastes like. Flavor-wise and consistency-wise, this is just as it should be. Consistency is very decent, very creamy, very soft feeling on the tongue. It barely feels like ice cream. It feels like cream that is cold and thick. So no crystallization whatsoever that is noticeable when you eat this, which is just how ice cream should be. The flavor with these streaks, those raspberry and blackberry sauce streaks that traverse the ice cream, those seem to taste nice as well. Trying those all by themselves, I've got to say that this tastes a bit like a wild berry mix, not necessarily just of raspberry or blackberry. A mix of that. A very well tasting mix of that. In conjunction with the ice cream, that very soft creamy ice cream, it's a wonderful texture and flavor experience. Okay, enough of that for now. Let's take a look at the other side of the pint. Texture-wise, same story here. Apart from those chocolate pieces, it seems. Let's try those. Yeah, that is quite a crunchy experience. Got a decent ice cream, and that mix of texture and flavor really reminds me of that classic Italian stracciatella ice cream, which I don't think this is supposed to resemble, but it really reminds me of that. Slightly darker chocolate with that ice cream in here. Tastes really good, and consistency-wise with that crunch, and yeah, it's got a decent bite to it. Interesting are these chocolate cake pieces that we have in here. We don't have that on the regular Italian version, the stracciatella at all, no. But those give yeah, a nice soft cake texture, which is interesting, like a brownie style, I think it was supposed to be. That mix of these two crunch or semi-crunch components is quite interesting. So something I can determine by consuming these halves all by themselves is that we do have great consistency in both cases, but the objective of that consistency is entirely different. On the left we've got an incredibly soft creaminess to it, and on the right we've got that crunch that does intersect the more regular creaminess of that vanilla ice cream. And yeah, that's a mix that I didn't expect in this particular way at all when I opened this up for the first time. Oh, we dropped something. So far I'm really enjoying this, so let's go for a taste test of both of these halves together. Usually I'm not a huge fan of the mix of a like fruity sauce ice cream with any type of chocolate flavor. I usually do not enjoy that at all, but since both of these components are very good on their own, there might be a case for this mix, even with my personal preference of ice cream flavors. Yeah, in conjunction with each other, like I assumed, not my type of thing. But I'm not everybody, and judging by the sheer amount of mixtures that you have, not even with ice cream but with yogurt as well, some sort of like chocolate flavor and raspberry and all sorts of things, I guess that many people are enjoying this, and just the individual components right here, when you look at them, how good they are, I think those kind of people who enjoy these mixtures, they're going to have a great time with this particular ice cream that we are reviewing here today. Yeah, so far so good. Now, I think I'm going to finish off this half now, and I'll see you with the review sheet in just a second. Alright, the consumption process is complete, and we're ready to rate this with the review sheet. First impression wise, this looked fine. It smelled fine as well, so I don't have anything to complain about in that regard. Color wise, same story here. The vanilla ice cream looked good, and the streaks of raspberry and blackberry sauce, as well as the color of the chocolate pieces and these chocolate cake pieces, those yeah, sort of brownie-like pieces, those looked good as well. Same story here, nothing to complain about. Consistency and texture-wise, well, the not complaining part really extends to that as well. The creaminess of that right side with the, well, from our viewpoint at the right side, with the raspberry and blackberry sauce in there, that was the, if not the most creamy ice cream experience that I've ever had, I think. Maybe it comes very close or even exceeds the one with the Häagen-Dazs strawberries and cream ice cream that I've also tried on this channel, and that one was pretty much perfect as well. When we compare that to the left side, that was very decent as well, but not as creamy as the other side. But maybe that is also just down to all of those chocolate pieces being in there, sort of disturbing the creaminess of the ice cream itself. Overall though, the crunchiness of those chocolate pieces was fantastic, and when you mix that with the very decent creaminess of the rest of the pint, then yeah, you have got a 2 out of 2 full points in the consistency and texture department. Fantastic overall. Flavor-wise, don't have anything to complain about either. The vanilla ice cream tasted good. The chocolate pieces tasted good. The chocolate cake pieces, those brownie style pieces, tasted good as well. And the blackberry and raspberry sauce was fantastic as well. So when we consider the flavor of the individual components, there really isn't anything that I would wish to be different. It's pretty much perfect, and this is not something that we see on this channel quite often, but it's a nice change for once on Christmas Day. That's quite nice, isn't it? Theme realization wise, half out of 1 available point. The only thing that I can really complain about in terms of this ice cream is that the naming of this is kind of misleading. We've got the vanilla brownie, okay, that's the left side, and the raspberry crunch on the right side, but there is no like crunchy raspberry stuff at all. It's just that raspberry blackberry sauce. All the crunch comes from these chocolate pieces. Those chocolate cake pieces aren't really all that crunchy. This isn't really something bad about the product itself. I think this is just the naming of it. Maybe there's a different reason that I don't see for this here. Maybe it's meant in a different way, but for a non-native English speaker, which most people are, where I bought this, I think this is sort of a misleading title. And therefore I do not think that the product really fits what's written outside on the packaging. So yeah, that really is the only thing that I can complain about. Apart from that, it's pretty much perfect for anyone who likes that sort of mix of flavors. Therefore 9.5 out of 10 available points. Now, even though this is one of the best rated ice creams on this channel, I've got to say that I'm probably not going to buy this myself. And the reason for that is quite simple. I said previously that I don't really like those frozen fruity yogurt mixes with chocolate inside of them, and this is pretty much what this here is. It might be executed as close to perfection as you can get, but I've got to say that particular flavor mix is just not my thing. And therefore, I myself am probably not going to buy this again. Maybe if they release like a raspberry style ice cream, then I'm certainly going to buy this, because the creaminess of that right side with this very distinct berry mix flavor, that was absolutely fantastic. And that would be a great addition to their strawberries and cream ice cream, which has been my favorite ice cream so far, because it's just so close to perfection. I wouldn't know what to do different about it. Sometimes not really liking the mix of flavors that is being presented is a bit of a hindrance to a proper assessment of these ice creams, but luckily with the review sheet I can sort of circumvent that and still give this thing the rating that I personally think it really does deserve. It is very good when it comes to flavor of those individual components, and if you yourself like this mix of flavors, then this is gonna be your thing. It's great, I guess. And for $3.99 you can't go wrong either way. Even though I don't really like that mix of flavors, I've got to say that I really did enjoy this. And yeah, I think this is a great way to end this particular video. If you've got a question or a video suggestion, leave it in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'm going to see you soon. Until then, bye bye.